Hello and welcome to another guided meditation story about our very special well-being dog, Connie the Cavoodle. To begin our meditation, where you are sitting or lying down, gently close your eyes or half close them, looking down. Make little changes to your position if needed, so that you feel comfortable and relaxed. As you become quieter and settle in, you start to notice your breath. Take a slow, gentle breath in through your nose and slowly breathe out through your nose. Feel the breath moving in and out like a soft breeze, delicately moving in and out, filling your nose all the way down to your belly and then all the way out again. Notice how your body moves ever so slightly as you breathe in and out, your chest rising and falling, the breath rolling through you like wave after wave, calming your body, calming your heart. Cool air breathing in, warm air breathing out. And now that you are feeling comfortable and relaxed, I'm going to tell you the story about Connie the Cavoodle and her magical school adventure. After a very busy day of playing and helping the children at her school, Connie the Cavoodle decided to have some much needed quiet time, all to herself. She jumped down from the red office chair she had been sitting on, trotted to the front door, and waited patiently for someone to open it. Before long, a teacher opened the door, walked in, and bent down to pat Connie's silky, soft head. "I love the bumblebee costume you are wearing, Connie," she said. Connie wagged her tail, woofed a thank you, and trotted out through the open door, straight onto the cool green grass. Connie became excited when she saw all the brightly coloured balls left on the ground by the children, and she ran and chased them, kicking them with her paws, loving the way her little black wings, sewn onto her costume, bounced up and down as she ran. A short time later, when Connie had tired from so much fun, she slowed to a stop, took a deep, refreshing breath in, all the way down to her belly, and then all the way out again. She stood still for a moment, enjoying the gentle rays of the sun, warming the top of her head, her back, her legs, her paws, and she felt calm and relaxed. As Connie took another cool breath in and out, she looked at the many pathways that wove through the grass and decided to take the path that led to her favourite garden. She trotted down the silvery path and became very excited when she saw, just ahead of her, the beautiful garden bed filled with many flowers of different shapes and colours, soft pinks, warm reds, buttery yellows, and snowy whites. When Connie reached the flowers, she breathed in their heavenly floral scent, in through her nose and out through her nose. As Connie was enjoying their lovely sweet fragrance, she looked up and noticed a very large, interesting-looking leafy green bush. She padded over to take a closer look, and as she did, she saw two little branches at the front of the bush, shaped like a double door. Curiously and carefully, she nudged the branches open with her nose, and to her surprise, she walked right into the centre of the leafy green bush. She was surrounded by leafy green walls, and when she looked up, saw many brown branches, all intertwined, creating a sturdy roof that had little specks of bright blue sky peeking in here and there. Connie realised with delight that she had discovered her own little cubby house, and she felt happy, sheltered, and safe. Feeling content, Connie sat in the middle of the floor and noticed how the ground felt smooth and cool under her legs and belly. She rested her head on top of her paws, her fur soft and comforting beneath her chin. She took a slow, deep breath in and out, and felt her whole body become relaxed and calm. As she was resting, Connie heard a little buzzing sound above her head, and as she looked up, saw a brightly coloured yellow and black bee happily buzzing in and out of the lush green leaves. Connie smiled and started to imagine what it would be like to be a tiny bee, buzzing and flying through the sky, in and out of the trees, seeing the school from high above. Suddenly, Connie's wings on her little bee costume started to flap, and she felt her body, her legs and feet begin to float off the ground, her body rising up and up, slowly and surely towards the roof of her cubby. And as she reached the top, the leaves and the branches began to part, and she floated out of the bush, over the roof, higher and higher, until she was gently flying through the air, her wings flapping and buzzing just like a bee. Connie was high enough to see the garden and ground below. She felt a cool breeze touching her cheeks, ruffling her fur, and she felt relaxed and free. She flew past the branches of a very tall tree that had a little brown nest made of twigs and feathers tucked into its branches. The nest held a tiny white egg nestled in soft fluffy down, and a little bird sat beside it, chirping a merry tune. Connie smiled and waved her paw and continued to fly. As she flew high in the sky, Connie heard some laughter below and turned her shoulder to the right, heading towards the sound. She found she was flying above the school oval and could see children below playing football, passing the ball to each other and cheering when their teammate kicked a goal. Connie then turned her head and shoulders towards the left and saw a playground below, with children climbing coloured frames and swinging from the bars and then jumping into the soft white sand below. Connie also spotted a lovely new swing hanging from a blue frame with a large black round basket, where two children sat comfortably, swinging back and forth, back and forth, looking very relaxed indeed. Connie took another gentle breath in, all the way down into her belly and all the way out again. As Connie flew on, a sparkling light suddenly caught her eye. She looked down and saw a little cream wall tucked behind one of the classrooms, and perched on the edge of the wall sat a fairy in a soft, shimmery, gossamer dress with delicate, sparkling wings. The breeze was blowing the hair off her face, and she looked up at Connie smiling, a happy, welcoming smile. Connie flew towards her and floated down ever so slowly to sit right beside her. The fairy told Connie that her name was Lavender, and that she often came to play in the small fairy garden that was just outside the grade 1 classroom. Lavender pointed to the garden below, and Connie saw, within its walls, a little pathway made from pebbles that led to a tiny grey bridge, which crossed over to meet some little toadstool houses with red and white spotted roofs. Lavender said she often skipped down the pathway and over the bridge and took shelter in the cosy little houses on the days that it rained. Connie thanked Lavender for showing her the beautiful fairy garden and told her that it was one of the nicest places she had ever seen. Connie then asked Lavender if she would like to come and see the amazing cubby house she had discovered that very same day. Lavender looked delighted and nodded in agreement. They both flapped their wings and flew up, up into the sky, laughing together as Lavender sat on Connie's back, and they flew on towards Connie's special house. When they arrived, Connie lowered them both down to gently land on a sturdy branch just on top of Connie's cubby house. Lavender climbed off Connie's back, daintily stepped onto the branch and peeked inside. Lavender clapped her hands and said to Connie it was a wonderful cubby house and very spacious indeed. Lavender then said she would love to see Connie again when she next visited the fairy garden, and they talked of the games that they would play as they sat on the roof of Connie's very special cubby house. After a while, Connie and Lavender said goodbye, and Connie smiled and waved as she watched Lavender fly through the sky until all she could see was Lavender's sparkling wings in the distance. Connie then flapped her wings and slowly and gently lowered herself through the leaves of the bush to land safely on the ground. Connie sighed, a happy and contented sigh, and spent a few more minutes enjoying the peace and the quiet, thinking about her magical adventure and the lovely new friend she had made. I will certainly be visiting this lovely place again, she thought, I wonder what adventures I will dream up tomorrow. Can you picture Connie in your mind, discovering her new little cubby house right in the middle of a leafy green bush, feeling safe and relaxed, then flying in her black and yellow bee costume high above the school, watching the kids playing happily below, and meeting her lovely new friend, a fairy named Lavender? Can you imagine a magical place where you feel safe, peaceful, and relaxed? It can be anywhere you would like it to be. What can you see? What can you hear? What can you smell or taste? Remember, this is your special place, and you can visit it any time you like. Continue to notice your gentle, deep breathing and enjoy this feeling for a little while longer. In a moment, I will ring a bell. See if you can listen to the bell all the way to its very last ring. And when you are ready, wiggle your toes and your fingers, and then gently open your eyes.